Look how beautiful this house is. Look how clean it is. I put together the flowers, everything. Even the artwork that's not mine. When I do my own artwork. Look at it. Oh. The television that I never get to watch. Look how big the television I never get to watch is. Look how beautiful it is. Even though it's so small. Look at the clock from university hospitals for a good long worker basically. Every now and then they give a bonus. You get to pick an item, you get a clock like that for working years. And when you get a clock, just a clock like that for working years, you should know better. You should know better. When you get a clock for working like that for only about 10 years, a long time, 10 years, and you get like a $30 clock. That's so annoying when the thing goes off that you stop using it and don't even use it anymore. You turn that bad boy off. And how life is short, the grandfather that died on a car ride, basically, spending time with his family, who left his wife, who is so lonely now that she calls everybody all the time and says no one cares about her, basically. No one checks on her. And then you realize how life is short and unpredictable. And you let this happen to your own son, basically. I'm telling you, or the mother that died, the grandmother that died. Simply just from a doctor's hand, basically, that miscalculated a surgery and a combination of COVID, and it still continues. And this is the atmosphere, how everything is beautiful. It makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. And the guy that walks by down the street, basically, with his two bags, basically. Who might be doing the right things or the wrong things, or might be more wealthy than everybody else, because none of this is happening at his house and none of this is happening to him. But look how beautiful it is, and how everything it is. Look how the green. Look how everything looks. Look at the weird signals of tampons, 3 tampons on the floor. Look at things. Look at the space that the person that used to live here, that didn't pay no rent whatsoever, who couldn't even give me $900 to get my certificates, basically, at Coressa, basically. Yet she didn't pay no rent. She was here, and this is her room. She still got stuff here. This is how big her room is. This is the keyboard I used to play. I can't even put it in my room anymore. It's in her room. She didn't pay rent. Let's see if she still got any clothes. Yup, that's all her clothes. The previous lady that used to live here, that's all her shoes. And that's just some of it. I help her move all her stuff from New York. That's some of her leftover clothes that she has. That's some of her shoes. That's all her shoes. All her shoes. I'm teaching you guys something. I would never live in nobody's house without paying no rent, especially if I was making the most out of everybody in the house. As a technician that does dialysis, and I was making more than anyone else. And the person that lives in the basement, rent pays everyone's. That $1,000 pays everyone that can never get anything but like no more than $50, and then just recently $100. And that inflated Cash App number, which was insane. How, and this is the room, the occupied room that I can't even have too, cause I love light. I love light, and in that inflated Cash App for like 3 months, that made me look like I was getting $300. That I try to report, that will literally set me up, and the people that try to donate to my Cash App, and it never goes through, basically. And this is my room. This is my basement. Only the echoes of the Holy Spirit surrounds it. I can't spread my bed isn't spread. I can't be perfect today. And no, Pastor Vernon said, you spread your bed, you most likely start your day off. But I've been washing and doing certain things, clothes, so I'm not gonna fold my clothes, but yeah. Sometimes I spend my time meditating and falling asleep in the chair, but this is it. Pretty simple. These are only the records I have. The few records I have. Just a little bit. That's it. Pretty much, I can't even buy the records I want or do to make records I want. Yeah, people want to use me for music and samples and Ray to find them. I can't even buy the things I want. This is my new speaker, basically. This is my new speaker that I use when I make music. Yeah, I literally have to be a master genius, basically, to get my music sounding the way it sounds. Literally working with what I have and creating the best. This is my clothes. That's it. That's my coat that's torn now. But pretty much that's it. And then this is it. These are the shoes. The shoe clothes, I mean. And this is my shoes. I no longer wear these because of that. The water seeps through. That's the shoes I have. That's the shoes. Being forced to be on government assistance while people should be on it, that deserve to be on it, and at the same time I'm being misused, and held by it. Worth millions of dollars worth of .coms, basically, from working hard since I was a youth, basically. These are the shoes, the girl shoes of the lady that used to live there. I had to wear shoes in the wintertime, basically, just to walk down the street, but they barely fit, so I had to wear her shoes. She just left them here thinking she might come back another winter, and I took her shoes, basically. Some Skechers, they worked out. Some Skechers. Yeah, those, I don't have the problem. Yeah. See, I was wearing those for a while, too. I gotta read if Jesus ever had that problem, or Solomon ever had that problem with the shoes, too. I'm gonna Google that one day. This is the flower someone came into the room and threw on the floor, basically. I left it there just to record it. I bought that flower from Home Depot. Yep, that's the shoe. I can't use any of these shoes. Where's the dress shoes at? But I do have dress shoes. You can't wear dress shoes and nobody walks miles in dress shoes. Especially in the winter. I'm not trying to mess my health up or mess my feet up. And that's it. Those are my two dress shoes. I can't wear these anymore These are gone. These are through. And so basically, I have these that are too big that the homeless person gave me to me in Shaker. I'm probably gonna try to sell these back. I gotta wear these without socks because they're too big. These are the shoes I have that I bought in winter that I can finally wear. And basically, in about probably 3 weeks or so, I'm gonna need a new pair of shoes. That's life, man. Remember when you're gone, you're gonna remember the people that you mistreated that you wish you were family. Oh, I know I worked in group houses. They would complain about nobody cared about them, no one called them, no one, the families, their daughters, didn't care about them, they never showed up. You're a beautiful person, Jason. Make sure you never change and make sure you do things like the same way you are doing. Like Heather Prada had the starfish story on her desk, basically. And I used to notice that it was pretty much, I was like the person in the starfish fish story. The person that no matter what picks up the starfish and throw them in the ocean, even if it was just one by one, the best that he can do, basically. No matter where I'm at, I'm always pick up starfish, even if it's just all I can do is pick up the few I can or the three I can. I'm gonna pick up some starfish, basically. Or the guy who coached soccer for the Shaker Heights team, basically the women's team, who would everybody used to, and a business person named Alex, who I realized had a thing where he tried to save as much money as he can, basically, so that him and his mother could own a house, basically, while he was a carpenter, beautiful carpenter, basically, and die and leave the house to his mother. When no one cared about him, basically, after he got sick, basically. They cared about him, the students, yes, but he mysteriously died. That shows me how